What's up guys, Matt from the Full Boost team, and today we are changing it all up for you. We are going to be doing a video for all you indoor and futsal players. We've got our futsal player Tommy from the Black and Orange team, and Gussie as well in goal has come to join us because he himself is a futsal goalkeeper. The boots that we will be testing and reviewing today is the adidas Nemeziz 17 Plus 360 agility indoors, so let's get right into the review. So what we have here today are Adidas's most elite indoor football shoes. Now they cost £170, and there isn't a pair of Adidas indoor shoes actually costing more than these Nemeziz. So the actual Nemeziz football shoes that we've got today are in the Ocean Storm Pack colourway. We've got two tones of blue, almost like a light blue and a navy blue, and then we've got some solar yellow for the Adidas 3 stripes, and there's no doubt if you do wear these indoor, you're going to be catching the eye of a lot of other players and fans watching. Flipping the shoe over to take a look at its midsole, and of course the indoor futsal shoe has to be non-marking and also rubberized, which it is, so big points for that. But one negative could be because it is so ultra thin. Although it's really good for flexibility, one problem is that it doesn't offer you much underfoot cushioning, which Tommy actually said after wearing them for about 2 hours. So one of the first things that I noticed about these Nemeziz shoes were how heavy they really are. Now we actually weighed these and they're about 280 grams, which is so much heavier compared to the football boot version. Now when I tested these Nemeziz football boots out myself, I found I got a lot of discomfort and also a blister caused from the back of the dual lock collar. Now Tommy's been testing these Nemeziz indoors and he hasn't felt any discomfort whatsoever, and that might be because the actual inner lining is made out of suede and it's much more padded and soft. Without doubt, the biggest selling point of the Nemeziz shoe overall, the football boot version and the indoor shoe, is the upper. Now on the boot version we've got 360 agility bandage, but there's almost 3 different types of materials used. We've got exposed bandage on the midfoot, then we've got the torsion tape around the forefoot, and then Agility Knit 2.0 on the toe box. But that is not the case on the indoor shoe. When we look at it, we've got so much more exposed bandage all across the heel, almost to the very front of the toe box, and the only other piece of synthetic we've got is a much thicker torsion tape around the toe box, which is there for added durability. Now, alongside the physical differences, there's also some visual differences as well. When we look at the midfoot of the Nemeziz football boot, we've got 2 straps that go across the boot. But on the indoor Nemeziz, we've only got the 1 strap, as you can see here, which goes from the midfoot on the outside of the boot all the way to the heel on the medial side. A huge factor of the Nemeziz is the dual lock collar, which is there to add a little bit of responsiveness and lockdown. But a nice extra touch Adidas have gone to are those extra rubber pods that actually go inside of that exposed bandage, just to make sure that the boot doesn't slip around, especially at the top of the foot. Now, when I tested the Nemeziz football boots out, I was really impressed with how the upper felt all across the boot, very soft and flexible. Now, one negative that Tommy's saying about the indoor Nemeziz is that because it's exposed bandage across the majority of the boot, it just feels a little bit stiffer and thicker compared to the football boot version. Now, alongside that, it's also got quite a thick inner lining, and Tommy's actually mentioned how that affects fit, which we'll talk about now. So Tommy has quite wide feet, and although the Nemeziz will fit him quite nicely, one problem about the indoor version is because again it's that exposed bandage, it does just feel a little bit thicker across the foot, which makes it feel a little bit too compressive and snug for the wider foot types. Now, a very important technique in futsal is the toe poke. A lot of goals are actually scored from toe pokes, which isn't the case in football. So if we look at Tommy's Magistas that he's got, these are the Magista X Proximos, it's got quite a raised toe box, which are brilliant for the toe pokes. That is why Nike have actually done this. But Adidas's Nemeziz is actually a little bit more low profile, so these aren't the best indoor shoes for toe pokes especially. Now, we've already spoken about the Nemeziz midsole, and the good thing is it's nice and grippy. But a slightly unique factor is that it's actually a lot more rounded compared to other indoor futsal shoes. Looking at the Magista, it's almost coming into a more narrow point, but on the Nemeziz, especially from the top down view, it can just look a little bit too bulky. So these Nemeziz are made for indoor and futsal versions of the game. So one interesting factor is Adidas have actually put their NSG all across that torsion tape around the toe box. A little bit interesting because obviously indoor and futsal is played inside, so you obviously don't really need it because the boots aren't going to get that wet. Now, one of the biggest reasons Tommy actually bought these Magista X Proximos for himself is because the Nike Skin upper is very nice and grippy, great for dribbling and also great for striking the ball. Now, one problem with the Nemeziz is because it's only got that torsion tape across the toe box, there's not much grip around the forefoot where you actually strike it and touch and control the ball. So that's maybe one negative if you do like a more grippy sensation. So let's break down the uppers of each Nemeziz model. Now, looking at the indoor version first, and there's pretty much only 1 or 2 materials used. Across the entire boot, we've got the 360 agility bandage, which is exposed most of the time. But then around the toe box, we've got that little bit of torsion tape. But that is completely different than what is found on the Nemeziz football boot. We've got exposed bandage at the top, the torsion tape around the forefoot, and then on the toe box, we've got Agility Knit 2.0. And in my personal opinion, the Nemeziz football boot is much more tech heavy compared to the indoor version. At the moment, there is a slight disappointment about the indoor Nemeziz. When we're talking about the boot, we've got the Laceless 360 agility, but we've also got a Lace 17.1, a 17.2 and a 17.3, so great options on the football boot. But on the indoor Nemeziz, we've got the Laceless 360, but then there's not a laced version until the 17.3, so there's not even an elite lace or even one scale down 17.2. So what is our overall thoughts on the adidas Nemeziz 17 Plus 360 agility indoor shoes? Now, if you're an indoor or futsal player who likes that very aggressive, snug, compressive fit, these are going to be great for you because of the exposed bandage upper. But if you're someone like Tom who wants a lot more traditional and soft touch and feel, these might just be a little bit too stiff feeling for you. So guys, there it is, the first ever futsal review on our channel. Hope you really enjoyed it, and also hope you enjoyed these adidas Nemeziz indoor shoes as well. But that is it, all wrapped up for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching as always.
We'll see you next time.
Woo! Oh!